We killer. Beats in the hood.
This is your boy N.O.R.E.
What's going on? It's DJ EFN.
And this is Military Crazy World Podcast. Make some noise! Now, when we started this show, we said that there wasn't an outlet for people who has been seasoned in this game, for people who have been 10 years or more, where the person that we're about to introduce, the person that we're talking about, not only is he seasoned, he's making it look good. Yeah. He has dominated every world from when you talk about your parents, not understanding, to sitcoms, to movies, to dominating, goddamn, jumping out of a goddamn plane.
Preach.
This motherfucker don't care. He is the potential. When you think of black excellence, when you think of a person who came from the hood and made it somewhere and kept going, this is the fucking picture you should see in a dictionary. Mm-hmm. For not just black people, for all people throughout the world. Wow. For people who made it from the bottom and really, really, really made it to the top. This man has dominated so many fields. We are proud of him. We are happy to have him on the show. In case you don't know what we're talking about the one, I'm about to say Fresh Prince.
That's right.
Because that's where I'm going with it.
Yes, we take it all the way back.
Yeah, but we're going to say, Will Smith today, goddamn! Yo,
hey, but you can't forget, we're in Philly.
We're in Philly. Which, by the way, let me just tell you something. I'm going to be honest with you, and I know some people from Philly going to question this what I'm about to say.
Well, just be careful because you're still here.
Yeah, I know, I'm scared. I'm scared. I've been scared. Yeah, I am. You don't know what I'm about to say. I am, because, first of all, Philly's my number one market from me being from New York, and even in Drink Champs, I believe it's always been our top 5 market. But this is the first time ever I flew to Philly, and I seen clear blue water.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, did Will Smith buy some synthetic? Did this motherfucker just AI Philly? Like I saw blue water, like going to Philly. I mean, I'm coming from Miami, coming to Philly. I was like, did you buy some shit out here?
Yeah, because I knew y'all was coming.
Okay,
he imported water. Switch. We hit the switch. When luminaries are coming to town.
But you got a street named after you.
Yeah.
Right?
Congratulations, man.
Yeah. Let's make the noise. See, our people, not only when they get a street named after them, but most of the time it's always after they pass away.
For sure.
And it's most of the time almost after, like they reach their glory days, and it's like kind of like when they reach it down. You're on top.
Yeah. For sure.
You're not dead.
Yeah. Not dead.
You're not dead. You're not dead. You're well alive.
Dead. A couple days last year, I wish I was. But.
But so how does this happen? The mayor calls you?
Yeah.
And what do they say?
Charlie Mack is...
Pick up Charlie Mack.
That's my dude. And, he's really connected with the city and stuff like that. So he's, he's always pushing for stuff like that. That's my day one ride or die. So they made contact, and it's funny. It was like really strangely emotional for me. It's like because I've won awards and stuff like that, but it's a street named after me in front of my high school.
It hits different,
right? So and it hit real different. And my mom is sitting there, and the mayor presents it, and it was like, and it's called Will Smith Way.
Wow.
Right? And it really hit me with the idea of like, what is the Will Smith way? The kids are gonna come out and cross a bridge and think about the Will Smith way. That was heavy.
So do you think that?
Yeah.
Do you think your neighborhood will have crime in it, or we gonna put bad boys out
we
there?
ending that. We ending that. We ending that. No crime with Will Smith.
That's right.
That's right. We only elevating. We only elevating.
Yes, that's right.
We learning and growing and evolving.
Right. So I'm gonna bounce around a little bit. I'm gonna have a drink. You would like to have a drink?
Yeah. What they got? What they put in here?
Okay. I don't know. Some Will Smith juice.
Listen, I'm just letting you know. I was like, you know, to do like drink champs. I wanted to sit with y'all, but like I'm a drink chump. So we better get to listen.
We gonna phrase that.
I'm gonna be listen. It ain't no. I'm gonna be no good.
Okay.
One drink.
Okay. One drink.
Now you good.
And I'm gonna be
what
sleep.
drink? We have a beautiful Philly bartender here. So would you like to serve Will Smith a drink?
What is
Yes,
that?
I made you a vodka and cranberry.
Vodka and cranberry.
Okay.
That's how I keep it real simple. What's your name?
Amanda.
Amanda. How you doing, Amanda?
Let's make noise for Amanda. So we gonna all right. Boom. We gonna bounce around a little bit, right?
All right.
Do you realize? It might be my opinion, but I believe everyone else in here is probably gonna say the same thing. Bad Boys franchise might be the best franchise in movie history.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
No.
That's definitely your opinion.
No.
You know, some people gonna disagree.
Name somebody who could disagree. We're only talking the Godfather.
We only talk the Godfather.
We're only talking
Godfather for sure. Godfather.
And that's because that's all seriousness. They was throwing fishes and shit. If y'all was throwing fishes and somebody, you know, I'll be right there with Godfather.
We'll be We're gonna add some fish next time to be up there with the Godfather.
Yeah. But that's okay.
It's hard to do. What we did in Bad Boys, the one thing that I'm gonna give us, because you know I can't say it about myself, but
I can.
I do agree with you. I do agree.
Yes.
With you. Yeah. But like 27 years after Bad Boys 2,
That's what I'm saying. And
like,
to still win?
to be able to do a third one.
Right.
27 years later, and then be able to do a fourth movie, and they all are increasing in the box office success. That's hard to do.
To the brand,
that's hard to do. That's hard to do.
I realized how dope it was, and I realized how good you was an actor when I realized you got DJ Khaled to promote pork. I'm sorry, Akis, but it's true. It's true.
You just going at Khaled this whole time.
I'm just saying, Khaled can take it. He's a funny guy.
Let me tell you, Khaled,
he's very funny. It's my
so
brother.
on Bad Boys 3, Khaled, you know, he was having a hard time with his lines and stuff like that. So on Bad Boys 4, he decided he was going to be perfect. So he stayed in character the whole time.
He was a chop guy.
I was like, yo, Khaled. So listen, like in the parking lot coming into work, I was, yo, Khaled, what's up? What's up, Mike? Yo, hey, what's up?
Khaled's a nice guy.
He's like, he stayed in character for like 2 weeks. I didn't see him out of character.
Right.
I was like, Khaled, you're doing a lot. It's Bad Boys. You know, you don't have to do method acting for Bad Boys. He stayed in there hard though, but no, he did a really good job. I've watched the movie in 10 countries, and when Khaled comes on camera, around the world, audiences like, They just, he got a thing. People just love seeing him.
So as my friend Capone walked in from Capone and Noriega, and I'm thinking about our legacy.
What's up, brother? How you feeling, man?
One of the first records on the album. By the way, you was starting on that album.
I know.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. We're gonna get into it. Like, I'm listening to the album, like, yo, you trying to show you. I feel like you had something to prove.
Yeah, no, I had more than something to prove. I had something to say, right? And you know, I felt like the first track on the album is called
Barbershop.
Barbershop, Interior Barbershop Day.
Yeah. Oh, you was having fun on that.
I was having fun, right? So what I wanted was like, you know, let everybody know I know what y'all been saying.
It was somewhat what reminded me of somewhat what Eminem did. Like you said everything about yourself, so no one can say something.
Right, absolutely.
Continue.
It's like it was based on Eddie Murphy's barbershop scene from Coming to America. Right. So I played 3 characters on the track. Jeff played one, and B. Simone played a character. But what I wanted to do was to really set it to rap. So the people are talking, but they're talking in rhyme form lines back and forth. So I wanted it to be a really unique kind of creation where I got to just say everything that I wanted to say. It's like, it's in the back of people's mind. So first track, I want to get it out so we can, open up to talk about what I want to talk about.
The intro right into the track, then it was like Abu Dhabi. I was like, he feeling it. So let me ask you.
Yeah.
We stand in a burning forest.
Mm-hmm. In a burning forest.
They know where I'm going.
Yeah, okay. We in a burning forest.
You're in a burning forest.
Yes.
You got one bottle of water.
One bottle of water.
But this one bottle of water could save somebody. But you got two choices. You got Martin Lawrence there.
Damn.
And then you got Jazzy Jeff.
Damn! Wow.
End it out for me.
Damn. It's Martin Lawrence and Jazzy Jeff, and it's one bottle of water.
Yeah.
I heaved that bitch in the forest, and we all die together.
I was going to say about that Capone and EFN. I did not have that answer, guys.
You're drinking the water, looking at it.
I'm like, y'all fucked up, man.
Yeah, ain't no way. Ain't no way. I wouldn't be able to live with myself either way. We gonna all end it right now.
Okay, so let's speak about Jazzy Jeff, right? Because that relationship to me,
yeah, man.
And we all know the industry.
That's a really, really good question, by the way.
I thought about that all night.
That's a really, that's like all
night.
That's a really good one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Make sure we clip that, okay? But that's a very seldom thing in this industry, right? When you look at people who had 25-year relationships, right? And then, God bless me, because I'm not coming at this new generation, but you see these guys, they last a year or two. They can't stick with the manager. They can't stick with the road person. They can't stick with everybody. But you and Jazzy Jeff have like a 30-year career, but then you don't have just one. You have this Martin Lawrence, same thing. And then I've read somewhere or heard somewhere where Martin Lawrence didn't even want you in Bad Boys.
No, it was the other way.
Okay, you didn't want him?
The studio didn't want me. Martin had the script.
Oh, wow.
Right? So the studio didn't want me, and Martin said he wouldn't do it if it wasn't with me.
Oh, wow.
Right? So Martin wanted, he had the script, and he was looking at Eddie. And his sister was like, I really think you need to do this.
Oh, yeah, that's right. His sister,
Will. His sister was like, I really think you need to do it with Will. And he thought about it, and he called me, and we had a meeting. And then the studio was like, it's like, both of us were, we were successful on TV, but we weren't Eddie, right? So they wanted to do it with Eddie. And Martin was like, after we met, he was like, nope.
Were y'all close already at that point or not
we
yet?
weren't. We met. He called me to come to his house to pitch Bad Boys. And we met. We had a dinner at his house, and we met that night for Bad Boys.
That's dope.
Yeah. And then just ever since then, it's like, it's hard to have real relationships. Well, but like in this business, it's hard to have real relationships because what happens, especially in movies, you're talking about 5, 10,
months,
$20 million. $20 million,
okay,
right?
my bad.
When you're talking about, you're talking about real. You're talking about
my fault. I'm on my shit up.
When you're talking about real money, it's really hard for somebody to make a decision for a relationship over a decision for money. And it's like Martin is one of those relationships. It's like one of my real relationships are before movies. Like, we in Philly and you looking around and like, like the youngest of my squad got 20 years,
Yeah, I see Uncle O here. He old as a motherfucker. That's my nigga. That's my nigga.
So it's like, I'm in this season of my life, I'm really taking notice to those things, right? First day on the set of Bad Boys 4, I'm going. And Martin said, hey. He said, man, we made 3 of these and we don't really remember a lot. He was like, we're going to pay attention for this one.
Okay, when he said we remember a lot, what
me, because we were running, not paying attention. He was like, no. It was day one. He was like, no, slow down. And it's like, we're going to take in.
Like live in the experience.
We're going to live in the experience. And it was really good. And we kind of settled down. He was like, we're going to make the movie. It's going to be good or it's going to not be good. He was like, but what we have is our attention.
That's dope.
And I was like, got it. And we just really just settled down. And it's like, that's my dude right there, man. Like, he is as authentic a person as you will ever meet. Martin.
Right.
Was it a culture shock going from the music side to the Hollywood side?
It was, it was really, it was different in the sense that, so music is really current, right? So you're making the stuff, you're in it, and it's really current.
Right.
And then what happens when you into television, it slows down a little bit. It's like 5-month delay. You make something, and then it's 5 months before it comes out. Then when you get in a movie, it could be 2 years before it comes out, and it just loses the immediacy of it. So for me, that was.
The biggest difference.
The biggest difference, like in the expression of it, it's like you don't get to create and get it out in a timely fashion where you're checking in to see how people
you get
feel.
immediate feedback.
You're getting the feedback, right? So it's harder to stay current with movies and television than it is with music.
What about the environment, though, in terms of that?
In terms of the people,
yeah.
I've been blessed, man. Immediately on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, I was with Quincy Jones.
Right.
That was his idea, right?
That was So Quincy Jones.
It was about him, correct?
It was Benny Medina.
Benny Medina
was with Quincy Jones.
Yeah.
Benny Medina was an A&R exec at Warner Brothers.
Who wound up being
Records.
J-Lo manager. And
He was J-Lo's manager, and he had an idea. It was based on his life. So he went from Watts to Beverly Hills.
Right.
Wow.
And Quincy changed it,
from West Philadelphia.
he changed it to Philly. He was like, "What's your rap name?" I was like, "Fresh Prince." He said, "Okay, that's the character's name, Fresh Prince." "Where you from?" "Philly." I said, "Oh, I'm from Philly." He said, "Oh man, I got some stories about Philly. We're not gonna talk about it." But Quincy changed it to Philly, and then he said, Benny grew up in Beverly Hills, and we were at Quincy's house, and he was like, "This is Bel Air." He said, "You like this house?" I said, "I like this." Yeah. He said, "Yeah, Bel Air make Beverly Hills look like public housing." Right? He was like, fuck Beverly Hills, it's Bel Air. So Quincy changed it, like literally in one night, he changed it to Philadelphia, to Bel Air, and named the show The Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Yeah.
Before even pitching, though, right?
Before I even auditioned.
What a legend. Rest in peace to Quincy
Now,
Jones.
at that time, were you the first rapper doing a sitcom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Fresh,
Now, I gotta ask, hold on, before you go. Because at that time, doing anything commercial,
it was all bad.
it was frowned upon.
Yeah.
But you making this
frowned
money.
upon. That's a lightweight.
That's a lightweight?
Yeah,
That's a
it was
frowned upon.
It was like you was doing foul shit.
Yeah, it was foul. That shit was whack.
People were getting hard diss songs about them.
That shit was whack. That shit was corny. And Will Smith ain't shit.
All right. But you making the money. You got the Hollywood license. You going from Philly to actual real Hollywood. How was that experience?
It was more than Philly Hollywood that was hard. It was the Philly LA that was hard.
Okay.
Like they got different rules in LA, and it's like you learn the hard way walking around in LA with your red Phillies baseball cap on. Like
that's Pyro. Right? Oh shit! I didn't even realize that.
Yeah. I was like, we was learning the hard way out there. It's like they just got this. It's different rules.
Right.
So it's the first thing was like trying to just get the lay of the land of how to move out there. In terms of Hollywood, I guess the really like the big issue in the transition for me was more about acting. The difficulty was about acting versus rapping. It's a whole different thing to like be looking in somebody's eyes and say a line.
So you saying from the sitcom to the movies?
From music to the
music
sitcom.
to the sitcom.
It wasn't like a music video. This is
it's not. It was like a really different thing that was hard for me, and I was like mouthing people's lines and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so it was like learning.
Yeah,
it was terrible. It was terrible. That the big transition was like Quincy never asked if I could act. He saw my music video, so he assumed that I could act. So I was on the set of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and never had really done anything.
Right.
Incredible.
So it was like that. But, Quincy had the power to do that.
What was your first serious role? Because, you know, at the end of the day, they all thought, you know, rappers are fads, right?
Yeah.
And then, you know, you're on the Fresh Prince, and it's working. But then it's like, you know, I know Jamie Foxx was like the Ray character, right? What was your first serious role besides Muhammad Ali? The first one.
I did a movie, I think, second season of Fresh Prince. Called 6 Degrees of
Separation. Yes, okay.
Separation. So that was my first, attempt at dramatic acting. But on the Fresh Prince, really the father scene with Uncle Phil was like the first attempt at a real
no
dramatic...
hood nigga want to watch that scene. No hood nigga. That make every hood nigga soft. Don't you put that scene on. Nigga be like, the toughest dude in the world. Be like,
how come he don't want me, man? It's like, woo, that's damn. I just did it to myself. You know? But yeah, that scene was like the first time, you know, where I was like looking to expand and be able to, you know, hold a dramatic scene. And James, you know, everybody on that show was like stage trained, like veterans, thespians. Joe Marcel was from the Royal, you know, British Academy, you know, and, you know, Janet Hubert Whitten, you know, was a triple Broadway threat, you know, singing, dancing, acting like, so everybody
that must have been intimidating for you.
It was really intimidating, but it was love. Everybody, you know, wanted me to win. In the beginning, it was a little bit, I think, because rappers was taking actors' jobs, so that wasn't a good look. That wasn't a good look
right
for
now,
them.
like English people are taking American jobs.
Yes,
people
absolutely.
Don't like it.
They don't like it. It's like they you know, they are well trained though, you know, and that's a thing, especially with black actors in America, because the opportunities aren't the same. It's like we don't get, you know, stage training to prepare for acting. It's like we do it from a much more, from the muscle, natural space, and our training is actually on the job, you know, whereas, you know, British actors...
They can watch The Wire.
Learn
it. Like, I mean, they did.
Listen, they doing the damn thing.
So we have a game on our show. It's called Quick Time with Slime, right? Where we ask questions and we take shots. If you don't want to take shots, you can have somebody from Philly who represents you come in place and take your shots. Or maybe you have 1 or 2 shots. You let us know.
Damn.
Take a shot. You can take a shot. You can take a shot.
Yeah.
Vodka or Habiki. You want Japanese whiskey? You look like a Japanese whiskey.
You can have some Mama Juana.
All right, let's go. No, listen. Hey, man, listen.
Don't let the
Whatever, man.
Don't let the West Philadelphia come out.
Just give me the bottle. Give me the bottle.
Okay, hold on. So you gotta get her ready. You gotta get her ready, Mr. Lee, because this first question is mine. Please, everybody, back up. Everybody, back up.
This is not
even on the list.
All right.
Oh, it is on the list.
What is that?
All right, but hold on.
This is Dominican Mama Juana.
I do not recommend that. Listen,
homemade.
I do not recommend that.
Homemade brew.
We gonna see.
I know you a fly motherfucker. I got Japanese whiskey, just in case you want, from the Alps of Tokyo.
From the Alps of Tokyo.
I don't know why I said Alps. I don't know why I said Alps. I don't know why.
Now I'm getting set up. He said from the Alps of Tokyo.
I was trying to make it sound
You're
sexy.
gonna have me messed up.
Yes. Okay, all right.
From the Alps of Tokyo.
All right, this is a question
there you go.
From the Fresh Prince world of the univerce.
And if I get it...
Now we got to remember.
Oh, yeah, tell them the rules.
No, you got to tell them the rules. You explain much
we
better
suck at telling these rules, and they're the easiest rules in the world.
Because y'all making this shit up as you go along.
We're going to give you
Yeah, you know, so we got this from the Alps of Tokyo, right? And then what we do is we ask a Japanese question, you know. Just making it up.
We're going to give you 2 choices.
Yes.
You pick one, we're not drinking.
Yes.
But if you don't pick, we're drinking.
Okay.
So you can say both or neither, and we're drinking.
Both or neither.
We're drinking.
Okay.
All right. So
but we want stories. This is all to bring up
stories.
Yeah.
All right.
This is a lifelong Fresh Prince question.
See?
World-
Right
Fresh
there.
Quench?
No, that's where you trying to have me like that.
I tweeted.
He already played the game. He already played it.
I Instagrammed this morning.
You was practicing ahead of the
and
show.
I said, does anybody have questions for Will? And this question popped up so many times and so fast. Because everyone knows about this game. It's called
not
Quick
gonna
Time with Slime.
Well,
Yeah,
thank
yeah.
you.
You give those to N.O.R.E.
Yeah.
No,
It's called Quick Time with Slime. So
Quick Time
everyone
with
knows
Slime,
this.
yes.
Everyone knows this.
All
So as soon as I texted the picture that with me, you, and Charlie Mack,
right.
and this is the first one, and this is a very important one.
All right.
So remember, it's this or that, right?
This or that?
This or that.
But
Like,
the FN said neither or both or
Yeah,
neither.
don't listen to him. Let's stay right here. Stay right here.
He speaks N.O.R.E. He speaks
no,
N.O.R.E.
he's out.
He speaks
I speak
fluent.
N.O.R.E.
He speaks N.O.R.E.
I speak N.O.R.E. I speak N.O.R.E.
Vivian 1.
He can't get it out.
Because I wanted to say it politically correct. Vivian 1 or Art Viv 1 or Art Viv 2. I was trying to say it without saying
I'm doing that's another one.
Dark
Heave
skin.
that bottle into the forest.
Oh, so then we drink it. All right.
Damn. Salute.
How many times in your life has people asked you?
So it doesn't burn when you drink it.
Oh, it burned this. I'm just trying to act hard in front of you. Like, you Will Smith. Nigga.
That definitely burns. All right, it's good.
Okay.
That's tasty though.
Oh yeah, I like it.
It's from the Alps of Japan.
It's a very special place.
That's the full setup.
He researched the Alps in Japan.
How many times have you been asked that question?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No, you know, it is. It was one of the most like difficult times in my life.
Right.
You know,
Because you don't understand this is a job. You have a relationship with.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? On those kind of sets, you take on the relationships of your character.
Wow.
It's like your set parents, your set
Yeah,
family,
right. So it's like, it's real. That's real relationships. You go, you know, it's like, you know.
And this is your first relationship outside of hip hop.
Yeah, and it's like that loss. That's I'm not a man that's prone to much regret. You know, because I believe things happen, and they, you know, if you're happy today, you gotta, you know, accept that it's because of the things that went right and wrong.
Went wrong, right.
You know, but that was a, you know, Janet and I are magnificent friends now. But that was a very, very, very hard time for me, and it was like. I didn't see.
When you said Janet, you talking about Aunt Viv.
Janet first.
Yeah,
first
because we don't want to lose
first
people. People gonna be like, yo, Janet Jackson was on first. All right, cool. I just talking about my parents.
Yeah.
Like,
He was on there
these
too?
motherfuckers are crazy. They gonna say some shit like that. Yeah. Go ahead,
First
my bad.
Aunt Viv, the first Aunt Viv, Janet Hubert Witt, and she's magnificent, right? And you know,
Right, we all felt the same
my
way.
young arrogant eyes couldn't see that, you know, and it's like just the depth and the power that she brought to the show. I was missing it. I could, you know, when I look back, it's like, duh. It's really, you know, it was obvious what she was bringing. But Daphne, you know, Maxwell Reed, you know, cultivated a beautiful relationship, you know, with her. But it was a really, Janet is a special kind of, you know, beautiful, talented, powerful. You know, she was holding it down, and I certainly wasn't seeing how powerful and important she was to the show.
Right. Now, there's always these rumors that Michael Jackson is like a gangster on the side, right? Is Carlton Banks gang banging on him? I mean, just let us know.
Let me tell you, that is one of the most committed comedic actors I have ever met. Nobody commits.
Like he hasn't broke character.
Yeah, like he did the method acting.
When he goes, one of the, you know, I really learned my comedic acting on the set of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh, wow.
And the thing that Alfonso does is, like, even when he doesn't like something, you know, he always gives it 100%. His thing was like, let the writers see if you tank the joke and you don't give it all, they're gonna think that it didn't work because you sabotaged it. And he really taught me you know, with that Carlton dance and stuff, like when he goes, he goes. And it's like, you can feel the power and the fun of his commitment. It's funny because he commits so hard to the joke. Yeah, he's a unique breed.
Okay. I'm gonna take another shot. You in or you?
I'm just without
anything.
I got it.
You gonna take another one?
Because I got one more. I want this question.
Wait, you just gonna take a shot?
Don't take the shot. Don't fall for this. Don't fall for this.
No, I got it. This question. This question is for me.
The shot is after the question.
You gonna ask this one?
All right. Look, I like you know the rules. I like you know the rules. Okay. Let me just say this.
He's like when in Philly.
Yeah. You can take a shot before the question.
Okay, hold on. You know what? I'm gonna go to the next one. You know what? You're correct.
Yeah, go to the...
Rapping or acting?
Rapping, oh man. So here's the thing. I think I'm more naturally an actor.
Really?
Right? I think that what my mind most naturally falls into as far as entertainment. Well, I saw you reach for it and then you pull back. You can go ahead and drink. You just want to drink. He said,
I'm in.
He was like,
you was breaking it down so good. I was like, that. The Philly came out of me. By the way, your sister has such a beautiful song.
Oh my God, that one right there?
Yes. I feel like I shot for. Let's take a shot, damn it.
Come on, let's take a shot for it, man. Get a shot.
I did already.
No, take another one, man.
It's not that type of show, all right? Go ahead, what you said.
No, so I'm more naturally an actor, right? But my love is hip hop, right? And it's like, you know, acting is when it comes out of me, like when I can go into a character, like I can transform my mind and my eyes when I look at somebody and fall into a character. It's like really, it's natural for me.
Scaring me, man. Relax.
Right? Yeah.
He turned into iRobot.
What character is he right now? Is he a good guy or a bad
guy? Right. Yo, and it's like moving your energy and attention around inside your body, right? So I can like fall into, you know, what did that motherfucker say? I didn't hear you, brother. Say it again.
That was him right there.
My chest is on fire right now.
Right, so that and I've always been able to do that, to like see something and mimic a character. So I've always been able to mimic it, and as I got older, I could like fall into the emotion of it, where it changes the look on your face, it changes your eyes, it changes your body language, and just, you know, so I've always been able to do that naturally.
But you learned that with time, or did you ever have to take classes?
So I naturally could mimic, right? So I would look at how somebody walked, or I would listen to somebody's voice, and I could copy. And then as I got older, like copying is shallow, right? But then where does the emotion come from, and being able to find the deeper and deeper place and layers. As I got to know myself better, actors call it a toolbox, where you have a toolbox where, like, so for example, the Fresh Prince scene you were talking about, the father scene, I use the father scene to find sadness. So I'll use that for King Richard, for example.
Great movie.
There was the scene
about Venus and Serena.
About Venus and Serena. Yeah, for that there was a scene where at the net with Venus before he lets her go and play. I watched the Fresh Prince scene before that.
Oh. To prep.
Right, so I prepped to like get...
So you watch yourself to prep for yourself?
So you get...
That's ill.
He practiced on himself. I respect that.
You know, and then but the music, there is nothing like being on stage and 50,000 people hear drums, please, you know, and it's like that moment when people realize you're about to do the song they've been waiting for. That's the top of entertainment. That is the top. When they hear that first couple clicks of the record, that's the one they wanted to hear. There's nothing like that in entertainment. So that's my love versus what I'm actually best at.
Right.
But hold up. But what's dope about you that I've noticed throughout your career, no matter how Hollywood you went, you were always hip hop.
Yeah.
And you always infused. You always found a way to infuse hip hop
even
in
with
there.
Men in Black, when you brung Bismarck.
And
then like, I was watching that the scene today, and it was like y'all didn't even talk. Y'all just beatbox. And I'm like, I remember actually being in the movie theater, and God bless me, white people, but they didn't know what the communication was. They were just like, they thought that was alien talk. And I'm like, yo, no, I was throwing popcorn at them. They beatboxing, bitch. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that you always keep. How do you do that? Like, how do you incorporate?
So what it is the. It's the thing that's unique about what I bring, right? So it's like, you know, being born and raised in Philly and in hip hop, it's the thing that's uniquely me, right?
Like at your core.
At my core. Right. So when I bring that, 90% of the character can be comprehensible to, general audiences, but then you add that little sauce that is the unique, special sauce. So for me, in terms of hip hop, like, you'll never see in any movie ever where they beatbox as an alien language. Right? Like, that's like, I love that. It's like only I can do that. Right? So
like I said, I was so mad in the movie theater when people didn't get it. I was like, shut up. Like,
but even to call Biz to do it. Right? Know that I want Biz to do that piece. And it's like R.I.P. Biz, R.I.P. I'll do that.
Oh, yes, that's right. Okay, all right. Goddamn, I didn't even have to ask. Look, you get playing the game, goddamn.
All right.
All right. Now
the first one.
Now hold on. I got this another one.
Okay, go.
This is also off the menu. Off the menu. Jay-Z or Nas? Think about it. They got both of them got your number.
I know. Yeah.
That's important.
Damn. That's a hard one too.
Think about who's more petty.
You do?
No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing because they both petty.
Jay, no, I have more of an interaction with Jay-Z.
Right.
But I think that for I'm gonna go Nas on that one. I'm gonna go Nas.
Wow, you took us here and you said no.
Yeah. No, I mean, I have more of a relationship with Jay, but I think Nas has made me study rapping more. Like when I hear Nas, I'm like, damn, I'm way off the fucking mark. I gotta get to work, So yeah, Nas pushes me into study more.
Okay. Not because N.O.R.E is from Queens?
No. Right. Oh, yeah.
Relax, man.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Okay.
I wasn't even thinking about that.
So you have to answer.
Yeah.
Not a lifelong, but a very long time in Queens. The rumor is that Nas helped you with Jiggy Wit It.
Right. So not Jiggy Wit It.
Was it Miami? The Miami
during
track?
the time that I was working on Jiggy, Nas did Just Cruising. It was a record called Just Cruising, right? So me and Nas wrote Just Cruising together.
Okay.
And I let Nas listen to the album, and he was like, yes, no.
Okay.
Wow. And I was like, so we didn't do any writing together other than the Just Cruising track.
Okay.
But
like an executive producer. Almost.
Yeah, he was. Well, he was not really an executive producer. He was there, and I was like, yo, will you listen to this and tell me what you think, And, he was honest. He was really honest. Okay. And then we wrote one together. We wrote Just Cruising it was like a B-side of Men in Black or something like that.
Because he's never confirmed or denied. Like,
Yeah,
people
yeah.
come up to him like, we know you Jiggy Wit It.
Yeah.
He just laughed.
yeah.
I don't know if he laughs. I don't know. He just
I feel like he just never really answers.
He's never answered.
We definitely worked in the studio together. I think we might have messed around with 2 or 3 other songs, but Just Cruising is the only one that ever was released.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, because listening to this album, first off, I was very, very impressed. One, I'm not impressed because of what you did. I'm impressed because I was trying to figure out, where's this hunger, right? Because all of us, to make music, we have to have hunger, right?
Yeah.
And then when you're not hungry no more, it's harder to make music.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm sitting there, this is what I'm trying to tell you. I was, first off, your people who sent the album, big up to Lex and them, this will never be bootlegged.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, it took my face scanner. Yo, it took my. Did you?
I didn't get to it.
Yo, it took my
They
face
just said it right
scanner.
now,
It made me download. I downloaded like 30 years worth of shit. I was just like, yo, I said, yo, whoever your team is so official. Listen to me.
Yeah.
They can send this shit to the bootlegging place in Kenya.
And they still
With
wouldn't be-
Okeechobee running miles, and they still can't bootleg this shit. I'm just being honest. It took 3 of us in one car to go through the whole album. But here's what I was saying. I kept listening and I kept saying, where's he gonna slack at? Where's he gonna say, you know what, I'm this, movie star, I'm this guy that reached all the accolades. I'm so crazy now that I do white boy sports, and you know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm still black. And then, but then you come and this album, and I'm trying to find.
Yeah.
But I was so jealous because I couldn't find you not being hungry. I still felt that hunger.
Yeah.
I still heard Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
And I'm jealous of that because if me and Capone right now go on and make a war report, I don't think I can have that same attitude. I'm not speaking for him. I'm speaking for myself.
Yeah.
And so I was jealous because it took me a whole day to download it. So when I finally, because I'm not that smart, but then I had 2 smart people and it got them. So I was like, it's not just me. But going through it, and then I went back through it, and I was just like, I can't see how you locked in. Did you go to Bali or somewhere? Like, how could you lock in and block the world out and focus on this? Because it sounds like you're super focused.
Yeah, for sure.
2, it sounds like you still love the game.
Love it.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the part that I'm mad. Like, because I'm like, damn, how could he been through way more than me? Obviously, have more accolades and all wins and things like that. But how does he still have that hunger?
Yeah.
That's a question for me personally. And not even for the world. Like, I felt that hunger in you.
So what happened?
I don't light a blunt. I ain't even got a blunt. That's how good that question was. My bad. Go ahead, continue.
No, what happened with me, man, is, in the last couple of years, like, I really just shut it down. And really, after the Oscars, I just shut it down, and I did a real deep dive. Like, I looked at myself as honestly as I could. And I looked at all of the parts of myself that I always thought of as not for public consumption, right? So there was a Will Smith, and there was an image, and there was an identity of Will Smith, but that was only my good qualities. It was only the best of me.
And you saying Will Smith to the public? Or
like an Instagram profile.
Yes, right. Yes, the Will Smith to the public was only the best of me. Will Smith wasn't allowed to be
I remember
upset.
that beautiful post, the beautiful post that you posted, and you posted with you on the island, and then you showed that there was blue behind you. And then, so you're saying like something like that?
Right, so that was a fun way to do it, but the idea that you never saw me not smiling. Right? But you could probably imagine there were some times when I wouldn't be smiling. It's just that wasn't for public consumption.
Right.
So, it was just the best qualities of me. So then, I was forced into a situation where I had to be honest that I don't just have good qualities. I have some things that I have pushed down. I have, fear. I have confusion. I have anger. I have sadness.
Oh, you're human.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right. That's probably the most beautifulest thing. And I know you spoke about it, but I won't. But what I'm saying is the most beautiful thing about you is you own your humanness.
Yes.
And you know, I'm gonna be honest. And I'm bouncing around, but I always related to the 5% nation or like the Muslims a little bit more than the preachers because the preachers showed me that they didn't have mistakes. Yeah. But when I seen, you know, the 5%ers, or I seen the FOI handing out the newspaper, I seen that brother messing up before. Yeah. So it made me relate to him more. So that's what you know what I'm saying? Sure. So that's what I feel like with you. But my thing is, you've never lost a step, and if you did, I guess you was just admitting that, but you didn't show it to the world. Yeah, how can you do that?
So for me now this time, this phase of, you know, my career and really this phase of my life is as I looked into myself in that way and I like really confronted those parts of myself, my humanity, not just the straight Superman winning all the time, the happy Superman winner, right? When I started confronting those other parts of myself, something really magical happened, right? As I like, the best way I can describe it is like, imagine like, you know, I pushed my anger down and I held it and then it popped. And then I was like, okay, I'm not going to pretend like you're not there. Like, let's talk, right? And I really like confronted it. And then it's almost like there was a hole under my anger that my anger was plugging, but inside the hole was great shit. It was great creativity and great power and like new ideas. And it was like, by not accepting that part of myself, I was cutting off the good that it could offer me. Right. It's like there's no bad qualities. There's no bad qualities in you. There are things that are neglected that will be a superpower if you befriend your anger, if you befriend your sadness, not try to get rid of it, befriend it. Befriend the fact that you're scared. Like, be okay that you're scared. You still got to do this shit. Right. But don't pretend like you're not scared. Like, be scared, but still do it. Like, when you befriend those energies versus like fighting them, they become superpowers. They become your army. So like you have this army of energies, and that's the place where I am right now. Like the good qualities that I thought were the strongest Will Smith, that's not. It's like now those qualities are backed up by all of these other energies that are like having been cleansed, like not, you don't want them to drunk drive through your life, but now they've been like cleansed and now they're giving me gifts. They're giving me poetry. They're giving me power. They're giving me patience. They're giving me certainty, you know? So to me, that's a long way to answer the question. The hunger comes from like, I got cheat codes. Right, I got cheat codes. I want to share my cheat codes.
I want to hear them.
Yeah,
I want to cheat.
I'm not
We're all like, all right.
Hold on, I'm not gonna lie to you. I never thought I needed therapy until just now. Like the way you broke, you need to be a therapist. Like, or like sell somebody your therapy there. Because I was so in. Like, how much I owe? I was about to be like, you know how they click it when it's over. I'm like, yo. Like, can we tell you? No, that was so dope, man. That's so dope. Man. And I know this is a cliche question, and I'm gonna get back to Quick Time Islam. But did you ever think that you would make it this far?
Man, I've been beyond my dreams for like 20 years. I've been beyond anything. Yeah. Like, you know, now it's like I'm in unknown territory right now. I have no idea where this is going. I have no idea, what's happening. But, you know, if you think of it as a wave, right, I know I can surf, right? So I'm like, you know, life, bring it.
Black niggas can surf. Tell them.
Right, yeah.
That's right.
It's like, I don't know, like things are... So when I was saying cheat codes, right?
I need a cheat code.
So one of the first things, there's a song on the album called "You Can Make It."
You Can Make It. It's in my notes.
Right? Yeah. So one of the cheat codes around you can make it, right? So as I sit in this room right now, right? You know, bunch of black men, you know, and, you know, we would never admit we're having a hard time, right? But you don't have to tell me. I know you are. I know you are. And I can be here and I can make it harder for you, or I can be here to have you be stronger when I leave, right? But what I used to think that, you know, I got to defend myself. I don't have to defend myself from you. We both having an equal hard time. If I don't aggress upon you, you're not going to, right? It's like, if you know that I know that you're having a hard time and that I don't want to be any part of why it's more difficult for y'all, right? And it's like that's a cheat code. Like, that's a real cheat code. People see it in your eyes when you know they're having a hard time and you don't want to make it harder. They also see when you don't give a fuck. If they see you don't give a fuck, now the part of them that don't give a fuck wakes up. Right? Like, you know what I mean?
Facade, right?
Yeah, so it's like, to me, it's like part of that cheat code of entering rooms and interacting with people. It's like, I don't know what it is, but I know every single person in here is struggling.
All right. With something.
With something.
Yes.
Right? And there's different levels, you know. Some, you know, somebody's going through a breakup and, you know, somebody, you know, lost some money that they really needed. Somebody that got a loved one that just died. Right. You know, somebody's family is fighting over something, you know.
We're all lifing.
Everybody's lifing. Right? So it's a cheat code to don't get lost on the person in front of you, even if they're aggressing. They're aggressing because life is fucking
it's
them
not you,
up.
it's what
it's
they're
not
dealing
you.
with,
Life is hurting them, and they even may perceive that you're aggressing. Just how you walk, it don't even have to be you. They're perceiving that you're aggressing, and they're prepared to hurt you. Right? But it's like, the cheat code is just know that. Don't even go into that energy space with them, you know? And, you know, for me, like, that song, You Can Make It, it was like, that was part of the discovery, like, you know, don't get distracted from the fact of every step you take is affecting people's lives as you move, right? So that was what part of the idea of you can make it. It's like, I'm keeping in my mind when I'm looking at people, I'm saying you can make it. I don't know what it is, brother, but I know you got it. You got it. You know, and it's like holding that energy is a real cheat code, because then people want to help you. When they feel like you're open to want to help them, they want to help you. But it takes vulnerability to open that men don't, we don't do that with each other, right? So for me, when I come downstairs, brothers, it's welcome to Philly.
Yes.
I want you to enjoy it and have fun with you in Philly. You know, and it's like, I want you to feel safe and have a good time. I got cheesesteaks for you.
That's right.
You know, and it's like, that energy is an energy of abundance. You you build things, you make friends, you build relationships, you create a safe space around you when you start from that mindset that the person is going through something.
Right. It's like you're trying to reverse the idea of hurt people.
Yes, absolutely.
But you're trying to reverse that.
Absolutely. Right. You know.
But I want to say something, because the rollout that your family, the people that work with you, I've seen you on $1 Million Worth of Games. We've seen you on, what's the guy's name that tells everybody to stop smoking in his Airbnb?
Playboy Mack.
You did Playboy Mack.
Sway.
And you did Drink Champs. And when you're looking at that, you sitting back saying, damn, your team knows what they're doing. They're shifting with the time. A lot of people would have went to, you know, the traditional radio stations, which you dropping an album. So obviously you want the radio plays. But right now, black young unscripted media is running the world.
Absolutely.
So the fact that your team knew that, like I watched it and I'm sitting back and I'm like, whoever's on your team, they know exactly what they're doing. So here's my question. You knowing that now that Black young media is running the thing, where is Overbrook's podcast company? Where's Overbrook's production company for these young directors, for the young next Will Smith, for the young next Kevin Hart that's here eating at Iskabibbles like me? And you know what I'm saying? Eating chips with, because I know you brought cheesesteaks, and trust me, I'm going to be judgmental. Homie came over and said, I forgot the cheese whiz. I said, I'm judging you off top. Off top. Yeah, I'm here for Philly. But that's, you know, it's something that I learned, and I had to learn going through it because I had to go through it. Nas, who we spoke about earlier, Nas could have had Capone Noriega sign. He could have had Mobb Deep sign. He could have had AZ sign. He could have had Foxy Brown sign. But he chose to kind of be our friends, right? When we might have wanted our leader at that time. So if you look at Nas, and that's my brother, you know what I'm saying? I called him before I got here. But then you look at Jay didn't really care about him being your leader or not. He wanted to make good business. So if you look at that, but then if you look at them both, that's what you are. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're a person who has the movies, you're a person who has the music, and obviously podcast is this new thing. And I'm sitting back like, why isn't Overbrook, you know, that version of iHeart? You know how iHeart has all these things? And then you got Netflix, and God bless us, right? We made Netflix and chill. That was a dude that was born during COVID and said Netflix and chill, and the whole shit. This is our people. When is our people who are at that top going to invest into people, whether it's that bottom or whatever? And I'm not just saying Overbrook. It's just like I kind of feel like Black folks or hip hop folks should invest in hip hop now. Was that a good question?
First, that was a really good question. You felt good about it.
Did you make some noise I'm sorry. I like that one.
No, it was sharp. It was sober.
Not enough for a shot?
It was poignant a little bit. It was poignant. Okay.
Cheers. But I want you to answer the question. We need Blacks to invest in Blacks.
Cheers. Yes.
Cheers.
Yes.
So that one hit me. That's what they were laughing at.
Got one in here.
All right. So first of all, it's always been the case, right? That my manager Miguel, he's still in here. He would always say, "What's urban is suburban." Right. So our community has always led, right? So
led, you said.
Led.
Okay, yes.
Always led, right? So it was, brands, before Run DMC were always looking at what was happening.
Stan Smith.
And
things like
yes,
that.
absolutely. They were always looking at what had happened in the inner city. And then once Run DMC really, they broke the barrier. They didn't have a deal with Adidas. They were wearing Adidas before they had a deal with Adidas.
And then Adidas went to the concert and they
saw that.
Right.
And then they were like, oh, got it. Right? So Adidas didn't even know their sales were spiking because Run DMC was wearing Adidas. Right? So the idea of the inner cities and urban communities leading in fashion and branding, as we've always been that. So in terms of the question of why we don't do that, so we do it. It's bandwidth is an issue, right?
You can only do so much.
So I know Kevin Hart's company.
By the way, Heartbeat. Overbrook, I big y'all up, man. You're doing great. Both from Philly.
Yes.
Both from Philly. Yeah, both from Philly. I big y'all up. Yes.
Definitely, but when you get to 15 projects, you're at your whole company's bandwidth.
Right.
But there's 4,000, people who deserve a look, right? But it's like, you got one executive that's working 10 projects that they believe in, that one is going to go. Right? So you look at a company after 4 years, and it's like, so for us with our company with like Bel Air,
Okay.
Right? So we got black staff and, black and brown writing and staff and all of that. But it takes everything our TV division has to keep that show up and relevant and going. Mm-hmm. And then you just don't have the bandwidth to have a second one going. It's like all hands on deck to make sure the show wins. Because when you get the shot, you have to win too. Mm-hmm. Right? So, we have that, we set it up, and then, things happen. So you start building it out, right? So you'll start building out your divisions and you get going, and then there's a strike.
Oh, yeah, the writer's strike.
Now there's a writer's strike, and you have to, you can't survive because you can't work and you can't hold 100% staff. So you got to scale down to 20% staff until the strike is over. Now you lose all of these great people, you lose all of these great projects, and now you're starting up all over again, right? So there are business considerations. Tyler Perry has the most stable foundation of being able to make things and churn them out. But it's bandwidth also. Tyler's writing and directing, all of the stuff too, right? So it's really, it is, the idea is simple to say, but when you look at staffing,
the reality
of it is if you have a staff of 40, you could get to bandwidth on a staff of 40 people with 2 projects. You could be you get 2 big things going, and what it takes to keep it going is it's really hard. Then what happens is then you have to let other people be in charge, right? So when I'm looking over a project, I'm the taste, right? So, I have other people that are really good taste, but as you get broader, you lose the taste. Right. Mm-hmm. And then you start making things that aren't good, and that's not helpful either. So it is a complex. It's a complex problem.
And more complex in today's media landscape where everything is 24/7.
Everything is turning over so fast.
Be on top of it 24/7.
Yeah, 10 years ago, you could take a big bet and be pretty sure you're going to make it.
It's limited box office, limited TV or whatever. Right.
So it is, it is difficult. And people now are thinking of it as disposable. Right, so
movies, disposable.
Well, entertainment in general,
that's
a fact.
Content is disposable.
Seems free to everybody.
So you can't even make a $2 million bet on something because people might decide that that's not.
This guy is doing it with AI.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it is a difficult issue, and I'm in a lot of those rooms. It is not because people are not trying to make it.
Yeah,
it is not because people are not trying.
That's great.
Yeah.
So they always say that being the first person is beautiful, but you get frowned upon, right?
Yeah.
I'm using that lightly again. Mm-hmm. You were the first person to win a Grammy, first rapper
to ever win a Grammy.
During the boycott, right?
We boycotted, and
you boycotted and won?
And won, yeah.
And you still accepted your shit?
Yeah, that's gangster, though, right? Yeah. We didn't accept
Take a shot. Take a shot.
There you go. There you go. All right.
Yo, boycott it. By the way,
just look into my eyes.
Yeah. We're making a statue for you. We're making a statue. Okay. So describe us this year.
But were you guys solely boycotting on your own, or it felt like it was a hip hop boycott?
It was a hip hop boycott.
Okay.
So what happened? So it was the first year ever that hip hop got acknowledged by the Grammys.
Right.
So they acknowledged that they had the category, but they said they weren't going to televise
the hip hop
category. They weren't going to televise it. So we were like, well, wait, we sold more records than everybody.
For sure.
Why is our stuff not being televised? So Russell Simmons and Leor Cohen and MTV organized a boycott.
Okay, and you're not on Def Jam.
I'm not on Def Jam.
No, but
Rush's
right?
management.
Yeah. Rush management. Okay, makes sense. Okay, I just wanted to make it sense. Okay,
yeah. So
I'm getting hyped.
Yeah.
Continue. I'm sorry.
So they organized a boycott. They said nobody's going. So MTV has a counter show that's going to boycott the Grammys. So we go, And, 2 days before the Grammys, we find out that Kumo D has agreed to appear
on the Grammys?
Oh,
damn.
Yeah. With the big glasses and all that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool.
So Kumo D, he and it's so crazy because it seems so little and silly now, but it was like the biggest thing in
So
the
everyone
world.
looked at Kumo D as the betrayer.
Yeah, like Kumo D went, and me and Mo were like great friends. We still are, but it was like huge that he crossed the line and he went and did an intro.
Wow.
To the Grammys?
To the Grammys.
Oh, wow.
Right? So
yeah, leather.
he did the whole
Hey,
joint.
man, Kumo D's a legend.
Kumo D's a legend. Yeah.
He's known for having
that's
leather,
my
though.
dude. It was just, it's so funny because it was like the biggest, like our lives depended on this. And it was like the worst shit that ever happened. Me and Mo laugh about this now. But so we're there and it's us and Salt and Pepper and LL and Stetsasonic and all. So it's like 50 rappers. And we're standing and we're watching and, they're doing the show. And then they do the earlier tonight awards were given in the rap category. And we're standing with all the rappers and me and Jeff are standing, we looking at the TV. And we were nominated against, it was OPP, it was
was it still a rap and R&B? The way
no,
that
it was just rap. It was the first time that it was just rap. So it was like us, LL, Salt and Pepper. Who else was nominated? Supersonic. Oh, that's right. Yeah. JJ Fab. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm missing a fifth one. Run DMC was in there. All right. So it was so everybody was nominated. So we're standing there and we're watching the TV. And they say, and earlier this afternoon, DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince were awarded Best Rap. And we're standing there with everybody. And I was like,
to the boycott.
I was like,
because you didn't know you were going to win.
I was like, I didn't know we were going to win.
Oh, you won?
You were kind of like,
I didn't know we were going to win. I was like, man, me and Jeff went in the other room, and it was like, yo, the first Grammy ever given to a rapper. And it was like, we never really, had the chance to fully celebrate. Right. But it was really giant hearing that we won the first ever.
Okay,
yeah, it was big. Yeah.
Now, hip hop could be critical until they actually make that position, right? Yeah. Like it's like a person seeing the first person doing the alley-oop. They're like, man, that shit look crazy. And then you learn how to do the alley-oop. And then, this shit's legit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So after winning the Grammys, when did it become cool to actually win Grammys?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure you got chastised, you got criticized.
Yeah, for sure. No, and it was like, they only won because white people like their music.
But that's cool.
They won because it's soft.
That's cool.
It was their music was palatable for other audiences.
And that critique is still going on to this day when it comes to the category.
Yeah, for sure. I think it was probably like three Grammys later where it was like cool to win the Grammy. It was like that next year still wasn't cool, but they televised it. So it was like good that they televised it. They were respecting the genre. But it was definitely like 3 years later that it was like a real prestige thing to win a Grammy.
Right. Yeah, because now everybody bragging about it. But back then, they were like, I pissed on the Grammy.
Yeah.
I think Hov actually did piss on the Grammy. Or Kanye, one of them did that shit.
They said they did.
No, it's an honor anytime anybody will say, we appreciate what you do. I think there's a lot of silliness that goes into that.
Right, it's not about the award. It's just
it's
your
about
work, that you've put into it.
Yeah, somebody is saying, hey, I appreciate what you do, and how your gifts are being received by humanity that's a real thing.
Is there any aspirations to have an EGOT to all of them? Because you're close. You're close.
I'm past awards in my mindset. You know, there's a thing. I think that everybody. I wish that everybody could have everything they dream.
Right.
To realize that that's not it.
Right.
You know, I've said before, like people talk about rock bottom, that when you hit rock bottom is when you'll make a change.
Talking about drugs?
Yeah, like drugs. People say drugs
life,
and rock bottom. In life. Yeah, rock bottom in life.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, it is like people say it in you know, in AA, talking about rock bottom. Mm-hmm. But there's a corresponding place that I call cliff top, right?
Like you could be too high.
Where you get so high that you realize literally none of the stuff can make you happy. Right. After you can get to the end of the material world. You get to the end of money. You get to the end of sex. You know, you get to the end of fame. You have so much, and then you like go off of a cliff into the same kind of abyss that you'd be scared of slipping into at rock bottom. Right, where life loses all of its ability to sustain and please you. Right. And then the only thing that's left, the same thing at rock bottom, the only thing that's left at cliff top is you have to find what you're actually looking for, and what you're actually looking for is you. You're looking for you. You're running around. Right? When you like a woman and you like being with a woman, it's because you like how you feel. Right. You like what's happening inside of you. When you have money, it's like, yeah, it's cool to buy things, but it's not the money. You like how you feel inside. Right. It's unleashing a feeling inside. And at rock bottom and at cliff top, what you have to learn how to do is generate that feeling without anything external. You have to learn how to like you so much that you like being alive so much that you bring positive energy that's not generated by stuff, right? Because stuff is coming and going. Right. Like people are coming and going. Everything you have and everybody you love is going to rise and fall in your life. The place that we have to find is a spiritual place where we are good with us. We trust us. I trust myself. I trust God, and I trust life, that whatever happens, I'm going to make happy out of it. I don't need specific things to happen.
And I think also the important thing is we forget that journey is really, the middle part is really the best part of it.
Yes, exactly. You know it's like being able to be right here, right now, with whatever arises, and not need a specific thing to happen, right? And it's like, you know, part of the beauty of these moments for me and these interactions for me is like, I don't need a specific thing to happen with us now. I'm open and I'm excited, like what's going to evolve from this moment. And as soon as I have a specific thing that I want to happen, that I want from you, now it throws off the energy of our experience, you know? So I'm just learning to accept life as it comes, just relax. Right. You know, some shit's gonna come that you don't like. Right. Some shit's gonna come that you do like. And it's like, I'm trying to just cultivate a mind that is able to accept and add love to any circumstance that arises.
A lot of letting go.
Yeah, a lot of letting go. Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, you set up that shot. It's not even me.
I'm gonna go,
No, that's the wrong one.
I gotta do that. Okay, that's the wrong one.
I'm watching you.
Hold on. Let me join you properly. Cheers.
So,
look at me right here.
So, I want to speak about...
No quick time with slime. We just...
You just threw it up. Go back. But I want to say something.
That's the one.
I want to say something about Philadelphia.
No, he don't care nothing about the rules. Like, he's like... The rules is for the rest of us. He make rules for the rest of us, but he gonna do what he wants.
I like your style.
The Alps of Japan, goddamn.
But Philly has made such a dramatic mark in hip hop.
Yeah, for sure.
Since after you, like,
Yeah.
prior to you, we had Schoolie D.
Schoolie D was first, yeah.
Then we had you, and like you said, like so many people.
There's a lot of firsts from Philly and hip hop going way back.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is from him, but so many people didn't understand because you were making clean rap, right?
Yeah.
For lack of a better term, right? You were making clean rap. A lot of people didn't know what West Philadelphia was. A lot of people didn't know what Philadelphia was. A lot of people didn't know that Philadelphia, you're going to get killed out there. You're going to get a cheesesteak and you're going to get shot.
It's serious.
You're going to get shot and they might stay there too. Like it's like so. A lot of people didn't know that because New York was so much of a conglomerate.
Yeah.
But now Philly has kind of like took its own mark.
Yeah.
Like I mean, through hip hop, through so many different things, through comedy. You and Kev. How did you see that Philly would be prominent like that? Because it's damn near next to New York at this point.
You know what's interesting? Like Philly was all I knew, right? So to me, the hip hop culture and the creative culture in Philly, and even before that, when I was growing up, Joe Frazier was Philly, right?
Oh, the boxer.
Joe Frazier, the boxer.
It's a historic city.
Historic boxing town. Yeah. You know, so there has been a long history. Wilt Chamberlain went to the high school.
He fucked every bitch. I mean, that's what
I think that's where he was going with it.
He's famous for other things. But
100 points. 100 points.
He was shooting good. He was shooting.
But he was shooting literally a couple of times.
But so there's a rich history. There's a rich history of talent and successful people. Julius Erving.
Yes.
When I was growing up. So for me, it was always. I knew that I was going to do my best to be a part of a rich history. I didn't feel like I was starting anything, right? So I felt like I was being, gambling Huff, and I felt like I was being a part of a history, contributing to something that was already, alive and well.
Listening to this album, I felt like you called everyone, and everyone said yes. But I'm wondering if I'm wrong. Was there anybody that you called for this album and they were like, I'm busy or I'm in Costa Rica?
No, there were,
Costa Rica.
there were a couple people who weren't sure about working with me.
Really?
Yeah, there were definitely a couple people.
Why they thought you was in hot water?
Yeah. Okay. So they was like, we'll wait for the second round. We'll wait for the second round.
The boiling eggs, bacon.
We'll see. But it was actually that was new for me too. That was
humbling.
That was real humbling. I was used to when Big Willie called. It was
But were they that honest to you?
Yeah. I mean,
That's real.
I was like, Big Willie called.
But were they being that honest to you about it?
No, people weren't being honest.
Okay.
They weren't being honest. But I knew that's what it was.
Right.
I knew that's what it was.
Okay, please do not forget. All right.
Yeah.
But the other day, Nelly called me and was like, "Yo, can you meet me at Club 11?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course." And
That's how you said it?
He knew I was lying.
He knew.
Because I'm too old. I'm married. I don't want to do none of this shit. But I don't want to tell him no.
No, yeah.
So I was like, yeah, okay. And then Nelly, he
knew it. He heard it in your voice.
Yo.
He freezes. He's like, damn, nigga, you could just say. I was like, yo, I'm older now. I have a grandson. I have a grandson.
You have a grandson.
Yeah, I have a grandson. You want to shout out my grandson?
Yeah, shout out. What's your grandson's name?
Nazir.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so I don't go out. So
So I don't go.
He says I don't go out.
No, but I feel different now.
Yeah.
Are you different?
Yeah. No,
Because you're different because how people treated for the incident that happened.
No, it's
you get to see how these motherfuckers are.
No, I don't have. So first of all, I didn't look at anything that anybody said. Right. So like I literally shut it down. I was like, I don't want to know nothing that nobody said.
Turn your notifications off?
Yeah, to all
you protected your space.
I might have had 5 months where I didn't even look at, Instagram or nothing like that. I was like, yeah.
We all need to do that shit.
I need to do that. I'm addicted.
Yeah, so it's like, I know there's like people that went hard. Right, but I literally don't know. I don't know who went
matter
hard.
what they did.
And me and Charlie was out the other night.
Charlie Mack.
Me and Charlie, and
Charlie.
Somebody walked in that had gone hard. And I was like, hey, Charlie, like, no. No,
don't say nothing.
He's like, nope, not that one. Not that one. Right, I'm like, I ain't gonna say nobody's name.
Nah, you're not.
Say nobody's name.
We're gonna figure it out.
Yeah. They know right now.
I was like, no, we're not speaking to him. We're not speaking to him. Right? But for me, it's like, I knew it would poison my heart.
Right.
And I was like, I just don't want that, man. I just don't want to know what none of them niggas said.
Nah.
So when I see him, hey, man, that Charlie can just grab my hand and pull me down.
I love that.
Don't do it.
Good man, Charlie. I love that, by the way. But that was all right. Now I'm going to give you one of mine. I did an interview. It was our second interview with this brother. Our first interview was so beautiful. I mean, our second interview was beautiful. It had parts in there that...
I already know. Oh, yeah.
And I remember we dropping the interview. And sorry for anybody who's looking on the booth, but, Puff Daddy called me and said, man, you sure you want to drop this? And I said, yeah. I'm artistic. I'm standing by my artisticry.
I'm standing by my Japanese Alpian artistry.
And I make it up as I go.
Well, boy, did I regret that.
And he did not say, I told you so. Did he?
No, he never told me I told you so.
I gotta give him credit for that.
He never told, but he told me, and we dropped this Kanye interview.
He's not saying names. The name.
I said I wasn't going to say the name. I'm saying
No. You just didn't say the name. Then
but
the views expressed by N.O.R.E and EFN are not necessarily the views of Will Smith or Westbrook Entertainment.
Yes, please, we're going to note that. But what I'm saying
it may cause itching.
It surprised me with the people that called me. The people that called me wasn't the quintessential people that I thought that were called. Like Shaq called me.
Wow.
Pharrell called me. And it was just, for me, it was just like, I made a mistake. And when I say I made a mistake, I never said nothing.
Yep.
But
what was our platform?
I did not say nothing.
Yeah. Got it.
So now I understand that this is my responsibility. If a person is on my platform, regardless of what, if Will Smith gets on my platform and says, let's not say Monster Energy. We get money with them.
Don't talk about Mama Juana, bro.
Let's say brown little squares.
Yeah.
Is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Brown little squares not only is mad at you, but they're mad at me.
Yep.
They thought that I edited it. They thought that I went over it, and they thought that I deliberately said I want you to do this. When it's really just your views. So my question is saying that was one of my in front of the industry most downest moments.
Yeah.
And the people who called me was people that I did not. In one of your downest moments, whichever one it is, who was the person who called you who you didn't think?
Floyd Mayweather. Floyd.
I love Floyd.
Yeah. Yeah, Floyd called me every day for a month after the album.
Oh,
wow.
1, 2,
dope.
3.
Floyd.
I love
but
that.
I want to back up on this a little bit because you touched on a good point. All right, so you get this interview, and you have it, you put it out. Here's the cheat code.
Yeah.
So people said to me, Will, you sure you wanted to do drink champs?
Really?
Do you want to like
this you're saying for real?
I'm saying for real. Right? Like, Will, Are you sure you want to put yourself in that position? Right?
What is that position?
Right, yeah, right?
We don't even know.
Yeah, right. So, it's like, well, what are you going to take drinks, right? And then who knows what the fuck you might say, right? And they were like, N.O.R.E's good at getting you to say some shit you might not.
He might have you in the Japanese eyes.
I'm good. Right? So I said, because I love y'all, right?
Yes,
so
I
sat on it for a minute, right?
That's my first. No, that's my first time I met you.
Hey.
Yeah. We met you at the Bright. No. That's Nickelodeon. Continue.
Right. So, but I really had to sit with that.
Yeah.
Right. So, the cheat code is what's your intention. Right? So when you're in those situations, it's like, what is your intention? What was your intention putting
In that
out?
moment.
In that moment.
Right.
What's your intention putting out the interview? Right? So for me, when you're 10 toes down in your intention, right? So my intention of being here with y'all is to support any good you're trying to put in the world.
God damn. We want to show you our attention because our attention is about giving people their flowers where they can smell them, their thoughts where they can tell them. And Will,
That's crazy.
let me just tell you something.
Yeah.
Every rapper in this world that ever tried to act, that ever wanted to go into another field, we all owe you. We all owe you. We all have to tip our hats off to you. We got to rub our Beijing in. We got to do whatever.
Speak for yourself. I'm obviously not doing it.
We know. But every rapper who has ventured out, I mean, even did, what do we call it? Other business ventures. Because prior to you, all rappers did was rap. And then when they didn't have them pensions and them W-9s and the 401ks, then they started to complain. But you gave the blueprint. You said, you know what? I could rap, I could dominate rap, and I could dominate another field.
Absolutely.
And then I could come back and I could dominate another field. And I could keep dominating another field. And I could keep going. And I could get so bored, I could do shit that y'all don't even like it. And guess what? And then you had the TikTok phenomenon. I be following you on TikTok. I don't know what the fuck you be doing. I'm like, fuck it, Will Smith do it, I gotta do it. Like, it's just like, so we want you to know like how important, how much you chip that other world. And right now we probably don't understand because that other world has just been chipped.
Yeah, for sure.
That's pioneering. That means that's what pioneering
So that's
means.
why I said earlier, it's like, you was the first person to win a Grammy. I'm sure. I was the first person to do reggaeton. People laughed at me.
Yep.
I almost had to wear a pamper because I felt like everyone was shitting on me. But guess what? You can't turn on the radio without saying radio. But you be trying to be Spanish too. I be watching you. We're not calling you Papi, Will. I'm just letting you know. Like you be having Spanish girl. Listen.
Es muy importante.
Us in the Latino community, we've been contemplating on how we could kick you out. Well, we're like, this nigga want to be called Papi and shit. This is where we draw the line, man.
Let me tell you.
You had the Blue Aria girl and the Blue Aria witch.
Let me tell you something. It's nothing like it's nothing like a Friday night in Colombia. I'm telling you, it's a lot of places. It's a lot of places that you might.
That were happy
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing?
They had some more.
The whole inside of the room. Everybody, everyone related to Will.
Dude, it's beautiful though. I've always loved, Latin music and Latin food and like the fire of Latin women and dance and
it's
all of that.
It's all connected too.
Yeah.
All of our Latin music comes from Africa as well.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm just trying to audition for Bad Boy 5. That's all. I'm just sell chicharrón de pollo con hueso. Mucho mayo ketchup con salada. Octopus people! Yo, Will, let me just tell you something, man. We were so excited. I worked out for about...
He was
I saw you doing the running.
Don't go there, Will. You know we're doing the Rocky Steps tomorrow.
Yeah, I heard.
I could have hit your team. Your team was so official.
Yeah.
I was like, I couldn't bother them.
Yeah.
They were like, everybody was a fit, and I couldn't download the album.
Yeah.
I asked them about 17 times about the album. Then everything, it was so official. But we doing the Rocky Steps tomorrow because that's my dream.
Yeah.
To run the Rocky Steps. So now it's gonna be mostly Instagram.
Yeah.
Meaning, I'm gonna act like I'm running very fast.
Yes, got it.
And then I'm gonna go up the hill.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna be like, yo.
And you go,
Yeah.
you do that, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just to get that shit.
Yeah.
Is that how you train for Ali?
Yeah. Oh no, Ali was.
I fucked you up with that?
Yeah, no, that was a good.
Let's get back to the interview.
You train with a real trainer.
Yeah, you went the real trainer. Yeah. You know, my mouth was open.
Yeah.
You know, no. Oh no. That was that good. Yeah.
But you train with Ali's real trainers, right?
Yeah, no, it was real. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was doing
we did.
boxing classes in South Beach.
Yes, right.
And you walked in, actually. I don't know if it was
trainer.
before
Was
or
he
after.
Ali?
But no, the trainer was still working at that gym.
Yeah,
And he
so
walked in.
So
you
was
know.
you method acted as Ali?
Yeah, we did a real fight camp. So it was real fighters, Michael Bent, Charles Schufer, James Toney, and it was. They wanted me to train and to, have a sense of the experience of what it was like to train for a real fight. So we went real. And Michael Bent was like, mentoring me. And James Toney was the one that he was like, I don't work with no fucking actors. So James Toney would hit me for real.
He would hit you for real?
James Toney would hit me for real. Yeah, and I was like, hey,
So
Tony,
you ain't gonna act this. I'm gonna give you the act.
He would scream, bite your mouthpiece when he was throwing a punch. Oof. He would say, bite your mouthpiece! Boom!
I'm thinking you playing.
No, James Toney. Yeah, James Toney was like, James, seriously, come on, man. Come on. I gotta. He was, I don't work with no fucking actors. We fighters in here. Bite your mouthpiece!
If Jake Paul challenged you to a fight, would you take it?
Man, I'm too old for that.
Yeah, good.
That joker's strong.
He is.
He's not working his way to being a professional fighter. Right. But he was a champion wrestler before he started that. Yeah. No, he's real. Maybe not on the professional level yet, but as a fight, he can fight for real. Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest.
I know people ain't like,
Nah, you can. And he has an affinity for the sport. Like he's for real.
To me, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Not since my father's older friends, I've heard somebody use the word joker.
Joker.
Every time you use it, I cringe.
Joker.
I be like,
Nah, bring it all back, man. Bring those old school joints back.
but you don't know that East Coast. When the East Coast niggas say, man, that joker. That's a noun. It's a person, place, or thing. And I'm looking at Will, and you use it in your rhymes, too. Every time you use it, I said, that's the only critique I had on the album.
No, so Joker is...
That's just your generation,
is to not
Will.
say nigga, though.
But let me just say something.
Say Joker,
We got a lot cooler shit.
Yeah.
We got slime. We got so much cooler shit. But you stepped on
so give me something. So, but Joker, like we say Joker, this Joker all the time. He's like, that Joker must be out of his mind.
But like that y'all, yeah. The y'all,
That y'all?
The y'all, the yonde. You know what I mean? That joint, you from Philly. That joint, I don't like.
Yeah.
Because Joker just make me say, damn, this grandfather shit right here. I'm here now.
But you're a grandfather, bro.
That's what I'm saying. It makes me accept. It makes me accept. I don't want to accept it.
Accept it, man.
Yeah, I use Beijing. I use rewind time. You use rewind time?
Oh, no. Mine is just like this all the time.
You got a little bit in there. Will, come on, stop.
I put a little bit.
I know.
We know, man.
Yo, my shit would probably look like that if I did. Yeah, for sure.
So
I'm on the verge.
If you had one thing to do all over in this industry, and that's anything, what would you do?
One thing to do all over again. You know, it's funny. Like once you're past things, right? There are very few. You know, there's a song on the album called "Beautiful Scars."
I got it in my notes.
Right. So, what the idea is, you don't like shit while you're going through it, right? But once you learn the lesson, you never want to give it back, right? It's like you suffered it, you survived, you took a lesson from it. Now it's like the things that you have suffered are in your eyes when you talk to your son. Right? If you ain't been there, you can't help him. Right? So to me, it's like, you know, I wouldn't, you know, when I look back, there's not things, I mean, of course there's things I think about, but I would never, from this side of it, I would never give them scars back.
Because you looking at it like whatever you've been through is the reason why you're here now.
It makes you the man, it makes you the man that you are.
It makes you who you are, right? It's like you can't be more valuable than your suffering. And that's a hard idea.
That's real.
You learn in this world by getting smashed. That's how
That's
life
when you learn the most.
teaches.
That's when you learn the most.
That's a shot to me.
That's a shot to you.
He said smash.
It's
She said smashed.
Well, like most stuff, it sounded like a shot to you.
I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. Can we really, I'm sorry, because you were so deep, but I really want to open up Will Smith therapy.
Will Smith?
No. I'll be a therapist too.
You be a therapist? Yes.
Yeah,
we said
like-
No, hold on, bro. You're gonna be the therapist?
I can be.
No, I don't know, man. You gotta get trained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
No.
You can't go with everything, bro.
We're starting up like
We can have somebody throw out. Somebody can throw out a problem. Have somebody throw out a problem.
Yeah. Somebody throw out a problem.
Something that they struggle with. Something they struggle with. Somebody throw something that they struggling with.
All right, you know, not you? All right, cool.
Who got something?
Oh, nobody's struggling. Nobody's struggling. Everybody got perfect lives.
I never have no
Yeah. Come on, step up, Con. Come on. Take off your hat, too. We seen
need real struggle, though.
We seen it. Balders and Miss
Don't give us my
One.
chicken nuggets
Let's
weren't
go.
that good.
We're gonna see.
Let's go, cut, dude. You gotta step back like Shark Tank.
Shark Tank?
Yeah. You too forward. Yeah.
You messing your therapy up already. Somebody coming up with a problem, and you like, yo, back up, son. Yo, back up.
He's being aggressive.
It's the best.
Like, yo, what the fuck, man?
He's like, yo,
And you got on a pink shirt. You ready for this?
Yo,
Yeah,
come on, man. He's struggling.
He's not struggling.
On the way here, on the ride here, I lost a friend that I spoke to on Sunday.
Damn, sorry to hear that, man.
And in the last 3 months, I lost 5 people.
Damn.
It's been funeral after funeral after funeral. And as you get older,
Yeah.
doors close in and you get to look around like, damn, friend, family.
Right. Yep.
How do you deal with that? I'm sure you're probably a little older than me, so you probably have more experience with that.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
So.
He got deep. I wasn't ready. It's all on you. It's all on you, therapist. I'm an assistant. I'm your assistant.
Grand opening, grand closing.
He's like,
The N.O.R.E. and Will Smith. Celebrity Therapy Center. Grand opening, grand closing.
go to the Alps of Japan, is what we will say.
I'm still your assistant, though. You need water? You need water?
Yes. So it's funny because I talked to Quincy Jones about this. You know, he said that exact same thing probably 18 months ago. I was talking to him, and he was like, "Man, I've been at a funeral every week." You know, and you just get to that point where that's what it is. You know, and he was like, "I'm the last one." You know, and so part of the idea. So death. Everybody in here is going to die. And before that, we're going to experience a series of our loved ones departing, right? So reconciling death is the highest human difficulty. As soon as you can be with, so for example, my sister was with my father in the room in the moment that he died. My sister did the makeup on my grandmother in the casket, right? So, but because of that, she's gangster. Right? She can be with life and all that it has to offer. Right? So
All right.
I would say to you, don't shy away from their families. Go sit with them. Like, look with them. Like, be with what that loss actually means inside of a human heart. Like, be with it, and you will break your heart in that. I used to do the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and it would be dying children who their last wish is they wanted to see me.
It's crazy.
Right? To be with death is the final human reconcile. When you can sit and look in, I was talking to Gilly, right? And I made a confession to Gilly the other day. I was like, yo, when your son died,
God bless.
Yes, I reached for my phone multiple times and I didn't have the courage to call you. Right? It's like death is the hardest there is. Like, don't run. Be with the people that are hurting, be with the people who are suffering. You can't fix it. Just be able to be with people in that level of pain. Right? And it's all you can do. It's like, we're not in charge of that part, but what we can do is love each other through it. That's all we can do is be with each other.
That's N.O.R.E was gonna say, man.
No. I be something because. No. I say something because, again, like I witnessed you downstairs. I seen you get out the car, and I seen the security guard, the same security guard that said hi to me. She said hi to you, and you just stood there and you just opened your arms, and you just accept what life brings you.
Yeah.
I'm also jealous of that. It's because like I automatically, if someone says something to me, I'm like, I don't immediately put up. But you brought your hug out. You brought your arms out.
Yeah.
For a hug, and I was like, what the fuck? And I can't think like that sometimes, like especially if I'm in a foreign place. I mean, obviously it's not a foreign place to you, but when I jump out and the person says to me, yo, what's up? I'm like, what's up?
Yeah.
It's like even when I jog, like if a person says what's up, you got to like actually like give me out. And I'm like, what up, yo?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you, all the accolades, all the places you've been, as soon as you jumped out of the car, like, and I do this like for the past 9 years, I analyze everybody as they get out of the car, I analyze who they talk to, I analyze if they speak to the regular individuals, if they speak to the, or if they want to come in and get this interview over and done. Because we're not a promotional people, we don't care about interviewing people we care about interviewing legends and icons and making sure they iconic, legendary status continues to grow. But something that was so genuine about you is when you jumped out the car, you see me, I saw you, I was like, damn, this nigga, he look like the Wild Wild West right now. It's crazy. It's crazy. I was like, this nigga is real. He's real. And then the security guard said, hi, Will. And she had just did the same exact thing to me. And we spoke, and I gave her the hug, but your hug was way more genuine than mine, right? You're like, no, it was real, like because I was just like, all right, cool, this is this lady I gotta talk to get upstairs, and maybe I should. So I did, and I did it, but your hug was like, okay, I ain't see you in a while, and I was like, I don't know if you said I didn't see you in a while. Your hug said, you didn't see you in a while, and then I recollect to what you said to us. Welcome to Philly.
Yeah.
That's not normal shit.
Yeah. You know, it's new for me. I've always been open
to say
in
brotherly
that way.
love. I'm just letting y'all know. For 25 years, we didn't see y'all brotherly love. I saw brotherly love this morning. Like, I was like, oh, this is where this shit been at. Charlie Mack and fucking Will Smith been hiding this brotherly love for fucking 25 years.
They bring it out now.
And the Liberty Bell. These niggas are. Yeah, my bad. I'm sorry.
No, but like, so what I thought, is, I saw y'all, so, I greeted everybody.
Yes.
And I saw her off on the side. The security guard was like, oh, you know, because kind of they know each other. They're doing a thing. She didn't want to like impose.
Right.
So I was like, no, you safe here, sister. Come on in. So I was like, I wanted her. I could tell it's the end of her work day, work shift. She's going home. So in my mind, I saw her go, like that to me is the highest. She like, she saw, so I wanted to fan the flames of that energy.
You know how hard that is to understand human behavior within that 15 seconds?
Yeah.
Back in the days, we could sit there and you could be like, I know this guy, and somebody's gonna say, yo, that's Ramos from the South Bronx. He's a such. So you can actually, but now we have 15 seconds to see if this person is worthy of our time or not.
Right.
But you did it in fucking 3.
Well, because everybody's worthy of my time.
Right, he wasn't judging it either way.
Like, there's nobody who's not worthy of my time.
Now, there's some niggas ain't worth my time. I'm just You're a much better person than me. I ain't gonna lie. You know who you are. Some of you niggas ain't worth. I skip your call on purpose. Yes, I see you.
He lives in his honesty. He lives in his honesty.
No, man. This is me. I'm sorry, Will. I'm sorry, Will. I'm sorry. Let me take a shot. Let me calm down.
That's hilarious. Oh, man.
We're taking shots now?
Take a sip.
Fuck it, let's go.
But everybody's worth your time. That's such a beautiful thing, man. I promise you, I'm going to try to live by. I'm not gonna live like I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to try my best to really feel like everyone deserves my time, because there's certain people that'll call me and they'll ask me, are you having another Monster Energy event? Asshole, you don't follow me on Instagram? Like, why are you asking me this crazy shit? But you think that everybody, not everyone, most people, like when you go to Target, you speak to people? Or you don't go to Target?
So first of all, if you don't know who the person is, you can't really, how would you know they're not worth your time?
Right. You can't judge that.
You don't know. And then if you're going to mess around and look at somebody based on how they dressed or something like that, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. You know, and, you know, so part of the revelation that I've had in these past couple of years is everything is God, right? So everything is one thing. Right? So the idea of something being higher and lower, something being good and bad, that's a false perception of reality. Right? That's not a real, because you can't know what something's going to lead to. So even something you don't want, even something you don't like, just because you don't like it doesn't make it wrong. And just because you like it doesn't make it right. Right? So you can't know, you literally can't know what the future is. You can't know if we're going to go downstairs after that and you're going to be lunching and walk out in the street and that girl grabs you.
Better not be my wife right there.
Right?
Right there.
You know, but it's like you don't.
Don't get me in trouble.
No. If my wife's there, that girl, if I'm walking down the street, that girl need to let me get hit by a truck. Don't put your hands on me, lady. You know, but you can't. You don't know what's going to happen. Right? You can't know when you're going to cross somebody's path again or something. My grandmother said something to me when we first got on the tour bus. Me and Jeff were leaving.
This is your first tour?
First tour. Like,
period.
Yes, like, 1988 or something like that. First time getting on a tour bus. And my grandmother said, we're getting on. She's like, bye, baby. She said, okay, baby, just remember, everywhere you go, one day you're going to have to go there again.
This is your grandmother that was sitting next to you during the
That was my mother.
Oh,
that was my
Okay,
mother.
okay,
Yeah,
my
my grandmother. She passed.
Passed away.
Was that the grandmother that found the curse
Found
words?
the curse word. Yeah, found the
And
book.
that's why you don't really curse that much.
That's right. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So yeah, she found.
You let other people curse on this album.
I know. Yeah.
You think I ain't peeped that? You ain't cursed, but you let the bitches be like, nigga.
I know.
All right. Oh, okay, he's smart. He's smart. Yeah, he didn't say it.
Cursed in character.
Yeah,
Cursed in character.
It's another person.
It's acting, so it's different. It's different.
Damn, I gotta learn this acting shit.
Yeah.
That's my goal right now. Is I'm going to the Will Smith acting class.
Yes.
I'm going to Will Smith therapy, but me and you are the partners.
We're partners in both.
Will SN.
Will SN. Yes.
Will Smith Network, but it's really N.O.R.E.
N.O.R.E.
Don't let nobody know that.
Yes. That's
You're a
our
silent
secret.
partner.
Y'all
You're a silent
sworn
partner.
to secrecy. Yo, Will, let me just tell you something, man. I really respect you. I really want you to understand that you laid the blueprint for every rapper who wanted to be something more than a rapper.
Mm-hmm.
Because rapping was the quintessential level of to where we wanted to get at one point. Let me take off my glasses like I'm Malcolm X. But then, you hugged Uncle Phil.
Yeah.
And then you brung gangsters, regular people, street people, people who pack bags in wall bounds, people who deliver food for Six Brothers. You brung them all together because everyone had that little missing part of their heart. Whether they had a father or they didn't have a father, they had something that was missing in their heart. They did that. Then you went on and then you conquered. One of my favorite movies of all time is Enemy of the State. You know what Enemy of the State is? You remember that movie?
Yeah, I remember that one. I was in that one.
He's like, I was there.
That was me. That was me.
Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
It didn't look like you remember me.
It was me. No, that was me.
Because I asked you
What's the
earlier.
Filipino version of you?
No, because I asked you earlier what was your most serious role. And to me, it was Independence Day. You and Vivica together. That was like, y'all was two of like the black actors.
Yeah.
And they put y'all together. And Independence
big.
Day, that was crazy. July 4th was different.
Yes.
That's
Big Willie Weekend.
Yeah,
That's Big Willie Weekend.
Okay, that's what it was.
Big
I
Willie
didn't know.
Weekend.
I wasn't
4th of
around
July.
back then. That's the
Wasn't
box.
around back then?
I mean, like, what year was that? 96? 96? What year?
I was just born.
No,
I'm a
I can explain. What year was that? 96?
96.
No, he said, I can explain.
It's called DFY. Yes. It's called jail. Yes. Yes. So, no,
He did explain.
Yeah. That's it. But now, I told you I'm bouncing around.
Yes.
Now I realize that you and Michael B. Jordan is out of line.
Out of line, you said?
They're out of lines.
Out of line.
They're out of line.
He's going to explain in a second.
Everybody in I Am Legend died.
Yeah.
How the fuck is there part 2?
All right, Cole. So hold on. So
By the way, I want in.
I can explain.
Let me be a wolf or something.
All right. So there was an alternate ending that came out on the DVD.
I got the DVD.
Yes.
So
I remember.
watch
I remember,
in the alternate ending, my character lived.
Lives, yep.
You're cheating right now, but I respect it.
Listen. Oh yeah, and I had him bring this. I wanted you to see this.
I'm leaving with that?
No, you can't have it. You can't have it. But I just wanted you to because we were talking about it.
Let me take a picture. Let me take a picture with you.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a picture with him when we
Oh, yeah. Well, I want one by myself, nigga.
Okay, go get it, bro. Get it.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to do that. But go ahead, continue.
Yeah.
So I Am Legend. So your
I Am Legend, yeah, so-
Look, you see how he was with it?
Yeah,
He
yeah,
took
just
it
make
back.
sure you keep it
Yo,
up.
did
Yeah,
you see
that's
how
the case, that's the
Yo,
case.
listen, when EFN, he has like little tapes.
Yeah, right here.
Look,
Yeah, those are
Yeah,
fans.
don't get my
listen,
shit.
by the way, if you touch his tape, even though this is your tape,
Yeah.
No, it's mine. What do you, I bought this shit or stole it.
even though it's your music,
Yes.
get pause. Touch it too much, watch how you be like, like he's gonna throw away that you're Will Smith. He'll be like, wait a minute, this is mine. Okay, so
Buju was throwing that shit around. He was like, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Buju went like this, and he started going like this, and EFN was like, calm down, guy. But I Am Legend, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yes.
I watched all of your movies, Bad Boys, everything. I did watch that alternate ending.
Yeah.
But I also realized y'all was making up a bag. Like, let's get another bag.
No, you misread it. You misread it.
It was me?
You want me to tell
All
you,
right.
want me to tell you the truth?
Let's go.
So here's the truth of what happened.
All right.
The alternate
what had happened
ending.
was.
See, what had happened was.
What had happened
So the alternate ending was the first ending.
The original.
It was the
script,
original
right?
ending. It was the original script, and it was based on the original novel. We tested it, and it was the only movie I've ever had that the audience booed.
At the end?
At
Because
the
of that
end,
part?
at that ending.
Well, when the
They
dogs
booed.
was
So in the final scene where they come in and they're around me in the alternate ending, and the Dark Seeker, what we realize in the alternate ending is that he realizes the one that I was keeping in the room was his woman. And I realized it was his woman, and he was like, you know, the meaning of the ending was, oh shit, I'm the monster. They think of me as the monster, right? And we looked up at the wall, and we do the shot up at the wall, and you see how many of them I killed. And he looks at them and looks at them, and he looks at me, and then he goes in, gets his woman, and leaves, right? So that was the alternate ending. We tested it, and so how they do these things is they put it in front of an audience, you know, you get a couple hundred people, they fill it out, and you fill out, you know, there's 5 boxes, and you say either excellent, very good, good, poor, very poor. And what they do is they take the top 2 boxes, and if you score, you know, 90% in the top 2 boxes, excellent and very good, you're pretty sure you have a good movie. It was the lowest scoring movie I've ever had.
ending or the period?
So they score the whole movie, but it was because of the ending.
Ending, okay.
And it scored 51 in the top 2 boxes. And we were like, what? So then they fill out the thing, and they was like, across the board, they was like, the ending is bullshit. Wow. That's bullshit. He's not the monster. They're dark seekers. They've been chasing him. And there was something that was just horrific.
They couldn't accept it.
They was like, no,
Right.
you're not the monster. We didn't watch this whole movie to figure out that you're the monster. No, they're the monsters. So they felt cheated.
Right.
So 6 weeks before the movie comes out, we had to reshoot the ending that was actually in the movies where my character died.
And that's in New York City where you walk out?
Right. So where my character dies in the end actually is the alternate ending. Right? So it's the alternate ending, but we were faithful to the novel in the previous one. So when we did the new ending, it scored 91 in the top 2 boxes. And it was like, it's just one of them weird things that happens. It was like,
how much does that say about us as
I know, right? Yeah,
humans,
yes.
like watching that?
No, and it was like a major save. We saved it because the audiences hated it. Right, but it was what we originally wanted to do. So we were like, well, we shot, you know, it was probably a $8 million ending that got scrapped.
Wow.
Right, because there was special effects and all of that stuff in it. So we ultimately we were like, well, we got to use it. We got to use it somewhere. So we put it on the DVD, on the DVD and Blu-ray. So people saw it. So it popped up online and all of that. And then later, the writer, Akiva Goldsman, he's the Academy Award-winning writer of A Beautiful Mind. And so he's like, hey, what if we made another one? What we were going to do is the prequel. So we were going to do the prequel.
Like what happened before.
Okay. So we were going to go back and do the prequel. And he was like, but wait, what if we make a new version from the alternate ending where your character is still alive, and you know Michael B. Jordan's character currently is the head of a new settlement.
So he's not your son, like in
He's
Bad
not my
Boys?
son. No, not my son. Not my son.
So
my dark seeker son.
So he's your evil rival?
No. So well, I can't tell you the movie.
No, give me like a lesson or something. Nobody watching this shit. Yeah.
It's only us in here. It's only us.
It's only us. So right now,
just one of the people that's I Am Legend fans like me, and I love the fact that we're doing a number 2.
Yeah.
But I kept watching.
We doing a number 2.
I love that we doing another one, Will. You know.
You said we. Yeah, like
we doing
Yeah,
another one.
because you know how we do, Will. But I love the fact that you do. But I wanted it so for people that's fast like me. Make it make sense for them. Tell them that we had DNA left over.
Yes.
Michael B. Jordan is coming out.
DNA leftover.
DNA.
Just
You
make
just
up
making up shit. You
I
just
told
making
you
up.
that.
Yeah, no.
I thought you established that.
I
from
established
earlier.
that. You're right.
Yes, you
You're right.
did.
But that's not DNA.
All right, so how does Michael B. Jordan come to existence? Does a dog eat him?
No.
The dog eating. What the fuck?
Does a dog
So
pregnant?
in the alternate,
I'm so confused
Remember,
now.
remember when he was jogging in I Am Legend,
You're
the only
not
other
doing-
people was dogs.
you're not doing a good job selling this movie right now.
No,
You're not-
I am. I'm not selling Michael B. Jordan's movie.
No, this
I'm
is
selling
the
your
new
fuck-
social media. You gotta get him over here.
You gotta get it.
No.
It's really it's a cool concept. So currently, Michael B's character is the head of a settlement. So there's a settlement in Connecticut, right?
I'm gonna be honest, Will.
Yeah.
How's this settlement? There's no judges. There's nobody in the planet.
So you're not gonna watch it, or you just gonna watch it?
No, I'm
and
just
see
saying
the
everybody
story?
dead.
Everybody's not dead.
Yeah,
In fact,
came
you
back.
saw
We
the
were just
girl-
seeing him being alive, but there was other people.
You saw the girl and the little boy.
I'm fucking with you, Will. Take another shot. Fuck it. Last shot. This one. This is the last shot. We gonna give you your flowers. We get you your
There
flowers.
you go.
Thank you, Will. I know you got shit to do.
Here we go. Here we go.
Fuck quick time with slime. It's slow time with no slime.
Enough.
Yo, thank you, man.
Hey,
Yo, listen, man.
brother.
Thank you, man.
This was fantastic.
Please listen, man. Come have fun with us anytime you are
In Miami, please.
In Miami,
In
yeah.
Miami.
Please.
In Miami for sure. You know that's my town.
Yeah, come
But
through, hang out with
it
us.
was beautiful for us to come hang out with you
Yeah,
in
man.
Philadelphia.
It was a pleasure.
Because
yeah, for
one,
sure. For sure,
Philadelphia is a town, and I couldn't. As soon as I landed, I thought of trading places immediately.
Yeah.
And I couldn't realize why. Then I realized that actually trading places happen here. But
Yeah.
let me get back to the point. Well, big up to my man Lex, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Big up to your whole team.
Yeah, your
for
whole
being
team's amazing, yeah.
I mean, they were so official.
Yeah.
So efficient. I don't even know if I'm making sense, but it's
You're making-
fucking
no,
great.
we get it.
And they were so great. I just want to thank you so much because so many great people like you have a terrible team.
Yeah.
And then so many people have a great team, and then they're terrible people.
Oh, wow.
You actually got your shit worked out. For 9 years of me dealing with every artist from 50 Cent to you name them. I don't want to keep name dropping. I'm telling you, this is purely a pleasure for me. Your album is fucking awesome.
Thank you, brother.
I ain't gonna lie.
Thank you.
I'm sorry to say this, but I was listening to it like, there's no way he could still be this hungry. So I was actually listening to it for a flaw, and I didn't fly in one.
Thank you,
and the
brother.
thing about it is, I want to salute you for that. I want you to know that you appreciate it. I want you to know everything that you did, because in a certain way, had you not rapped and went to sitcom, from sitcom to movies, and then dominated all these worlds, we wouldn't have had the, from us, he's a DJ, me a rapper,
Yeah.
us to go to podcast. So in a lot of ways, you might own Drink Champs, but we could do a deal for Overbrook. You know what I'm saying?
You're part of our
We
trajectory.
love you,
brother.
We thank you, man. I appreciate you, man, for taking your time out. And I just want to say something before this is all up. He didn't ask me to say this. Lex didn't ask me to say this. No one asked me to say this. This might be one of his best albums.
Oh, well, love that.
No.
Thank you.
I'm not. What do y'all say? I'm not glazing. It's no cap.
No cap.
No cap. No glazing. Listen, listen to that shit, and I'm gonna tell you this, just in case. And by the way, he did not tell me this. Listen to the first 2 tracks. If you're not intrigued, adapted, and want to continue for the first 2 tracks, you're not human. That's it.
And you can be an I Am Legend too, because you're not human.
And I'm a legend tree with the dogs for myself. Yeah!
Open them up.